a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top number hit you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune of luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. Eyeball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams of pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And that's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That's for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streets of games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG, tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else. No bar, no bar.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. I'm hearing volume from somewhere. Hang on. I can hear sound from somewhere. I think it's fixed now. Right, just give me a second. Good evening and welcome to Steve.
Good evening, Hugh.
Well, we're here for the final race to 13 between Albinario from Sweden and Rodney, alias Semi-Pro from the UK, starting in 3 minutes' time. And the interesting thing is that in the last two matches that Albinarius had to play in the one-loss side, he had to play Coldest Pillow, and then he had to play Matt in the semi-final match. Albinario was in 45 minutes before the start of the match, getting plenty of practice, and no sign of him. He's back to his old routine. He's going to be here probably by the time it's knocking in the top of the hour. Semi-Pro arrived about 10 minutes ago, although he's now not practicing. So I don't know whether that's maybe going to be backfiring on Albinario. But Albinario is the man to beat. He's the multiple champion, going for yet another title. But most importantly, for two reasons, he is going to try for revenge against Semi-Pro, because Semi-Pro put him to the one-loss side. And he's also defending his title to try and win this back-to-back. He won it last year. I would say this, that Semi-Pro is certainly going to play aggressively. Now, that'll either work for him or it'll backfire against him. Probably a little bit more refinement from Albinario has got him to the final, because he's been too strong for his last two opponents. And his ability to get out on not necessarily the most comfortable tables is the thing that's won him through, or else he wouldn't be in the final again. So I am going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to say 13-9 to Albinario.
Yeah, well, like normal, I'm not going to call scores, but I think it's going to be a close match. I think it's going to be closer than 13-9.
Well, now, why is Semi-Pro PMing me? Because he knows I'm fine, I'm not going to open that.
I don't know. I think Semi-Pro has an advantage strategy-wise, and he knows the game better. But, Albinario plays everything well, and he plays smart, so I don't think it's a huge advantage. And I think Albin has a advantage on the experience side. He's played a lot of these World Championship finals. He's won a lot of them.
I think the other thing is temperament. Temperament's the thing that would win it for Albinario as well. He deals with adversity probably better than Semi-Pro does, because he sort of wears his heart on his sleeve and lets everyone know when he's not happy. Albinario's arrived. What time is it?
It's very close.
Right, room is up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why he was PMing me, because he knows fine well I ain't going to open it.
Well, I think in the first meeting, what we saw down the stretch was both players feel nerves. We saw both players make mistakes down the stretch when it was a very close match. And that's going to be key, too, is, who handles the nervousness at the end the best. Because I'm assuming this is going to come down very close at the wire. So there's going to be some nerves.
Right, here we go. We've got Semi-Pro on the right-hand side and Albinario on the left. The disappointing thing for me with these tournaments is that nobody has come through to break this sort of grip that players like Albinario have on these tournament finals and getting to these finals. Nobody's sort of broke that trend yet. I've been waiting on it happening. Matt's had a good go at it the last couple of big tournaments, but hasn't quite
I
got
went
there.
back and watched that match with Matt and Albinario, and Matt just didn't play that well. I mean, you know, that's the time you need to play well, is when you're playing somebody like Albin.
Exactly. You know, the thing is that the chances you're going to get, or the handouts that you're going to get from Albi, are usually not that many. And that was actually the opposite at the start of the match with Coldest Pillow and Albinario. Albinario made, you know, a good half dozen mistakes, and the problem was that coming out of it, Coldest Pillow didn't capitalise enough of them, and at the end of the day, he fell way short rack-wise. I think it was a 9-4 win to Albi, but you know, it's all ifs and buts. If you take those chances, you know, they might not be necessarily the most easiest, but when you come to tournaments late in the day in the tournament, you've got to be taking those to beat these guys. It's the only way you're going to beat them. You can't rely on handouts. You're not going to get enough of them to win.
Yeah, you're going to have to play to win. And I think we've had a lot of players really improve. Coldest Pillow is one of them. I think One Pocket Slim's really improved. We've had a bunch of people that got better.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But enough tournaments, though, but they're just not coming through. They're not going that next step.
I mean, the better you get, the harder it is to get better. So, you know, Albin has gotten better over the last few years.
Yeah,
it's
I tell you
slight, but
one
you know,
reason
he's very good already.
Yeah, well, one reason is he plays in all of them. You know, you've got Spectre Don, who's like the one-trick pony. If it's 10 ball or 9 ball, then he's interested. But if it's tournaments like this, he's not willing to give it a go. So he's cutting down his opportunities to win one.
Well, Albin's definitely the best all-around player.
Oh yeah, by far.
I'll say this: Albin could get a lot better if he played One Pocket, because that's the game that's going to really take him to his next level.
Well, you can see him playing snooker, Coldest Pillow, but the thing is, he probably won't. He probably won't enter it when it comes.
Well, you know, Spectre's one of those players that really has potential to be good at everything, but you know, you've got to get that minutia. When you're at the top level, you know, you've got to play the game. You can't just play it and not know it, and you know, go on your pool ability. It's just not enough.
Well, we've got semi-pro on the yellows, Albinario on the reds.
They've been shoving balls around here, and I think this is a go right now.
Playing the bank. Well, that's landed pretty good.
Yeah.
You can just nip back. Well, can you cut that other one up table? Can you get enough of it?
I don't know. It's close. I think you might be able to throw it. The problem is you got to hit it easy. So how are you going to get on to 8?
Well, that is the problem. You're going to have to brush and run around the corner off that yellow, and then he's going to fill a gap.
I think Albin's going to be in trouble here.
Yeah, it very much looks like it.
I mean, I would have been looking at playing safe behind that yellow-red down there that are together.
Yeah,
but he's not in a position to do that. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but I'm sure this is not where he wanted to get. So he's just going to play. And that's just not going to be good enough. I mean, semi-pro should be able to get those, the one yellow out, and he's got plenty of balls to do it. So I am expecting semi-pro to win this game.
Well, I would think that he wants to try and get on that yellow that is nearest the side pocket straight away here if he can.
He could play for a free ball too. That's the other thing is
he could duck.
You don't have to. But I think you got to get a pretty good lockup, especially with the red in front of the pocket.
I was thinking, get yourself out there and run that in and play for a bump.
Yeah, I mean, you can get on that yellow. It does go in the side pocket. So I think he'll go forward here. You don't really want to be jacked up, though. That's,
This is not sitting exactly perfect.
Yeah, this is not ideal because you need to hit that ball with some left English to get back into him. Yeah, he's.
This ain't good at all.
Well, this is where maybe you duck.
I thought for a minute he was trying to run up and down there.
He's got a pretty easy safety, and that's the pretty easy safety.
That isn't a pretty easy safety because Albie's going to knock this in off the rail and off the red.
Yeah,
Try that straight away. That's a bad mistake.
He didn't get it where he needed to. I don't know. This is tight, but I don't know if he can make this.
I think if he rolls that deadish way and just gets the brush at the right time, that may well still go in that red.
Well, it's an all or nothing here. He's trying to throw it too.
There you go.
Very nice. Yeah, that was a mistake by Semi-Pro to let him see that red.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get it behind that other yellow, and he didn't.
My chat. Well, I was looking to see whether the chat's still working on the phone and whether it's working okay in the stream. It's up to date at the moment. Yeah, I think a lot of people are busy. There are not many people watching this unless they're not getting alerts or they're not interested, one of the two.
Well, Albinario made a mistake there, and then Semi-Pro couldn't take advantage of it. He made a mistake back, gave it back to Albin. Well,
it went by break there, so Semi-Pro breaking in rack number 2. He's got a ball, or a couple of balls.
Yeah, well, this is interesting because he's not in a good spot. He doesn't really have a good shot. This table's tough. I mean, he really didn't have much there. That was kind of an unfortunate spot to end up.
Now, the breakout, well, do you need to really break out those two reds? I don't think you do. I just think you have to get into a spot. Bit like that.
Well, this isn't a gimme rack, but he's got the one red by the side pocket that looks like trouble. He's got plenty of room to shoot it up table.
Well, he's still got the cut and the one up behind the yellow. Now, the question is, does he play this? I don't think, can he hold the cue ball off this red?
I don't think so.
Without it leaking away?
This is a little tricky here. Let's see what he decides to do. Well, he's going to go inside. He's going to try to hit the red.
Nice.
He's tried to slow roll it. Well,
managed to kill it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now let's have a look at this red. I mean, that is.
I think he's almost got to shoot this red up table.
He's playing this dead weight into the side.
Yeah, I guess at that speed, the scary side pockets aren't quite as scary.
Did you want to play this and deliberately play for a bump here, or is he going to risk that?
They're too close to play for the bump.
Right. Well, he's in no man's land. Plus the fact, look where the 8-ball is.
Well, this just make the ball, and all you got to do is hit this. Stun shot to the side rail.
Get the pace.
A little bit of speed. This is automatic. You just got to make the ball.
Perfect. Never a doubt. Well, Albinario has shown his strengths already.
Well, you know, the first match, Albin got up, and Semi-Pro didn't let it bother him. He just kind of hung in there. You know, he kept his cool.
So into rack number 3. Albinario's break. And a red ball finally goes in. I think a yellow dropped as well. Now, this is a good table.
Well,
apart from the fact he's not actually sitting in a great spot.
Boy, it's a little tough here because there's one red that kind of sucks, but it is playable. And,
well, I prefer the yellows because that yellow down the rail into the corner gives you access to that yellow into this corner.
Yeah, I think he's almost got to take the yellows.
I think Albinario's got the same idea. I think that's how he'll deal with it. Yellow into the side, yellow down the rail, yellow into the corner. So the path is there to get out in this table. The only biggest concern would be that yellow that he's nearest at the moment.
8-ball.
That's exactly it. How do you get to that 8-ball? Do you leave that yellow up table to come up there for that yellow to get behind the 8?
It would be nice to do that, yeah. I mean, I think that's what he's going to do.
Well, the other thing is, Steve, if he takes that yellow that's in the right side pocket out from the rail...
What's he doing here?
I think he's fine. Is he? No, he isn't.
Oh,
no, he isn't. I thought he could get that yellow.
Well, and he can't. He can, but it's really tight. I think he played for it without really realizing it was how tight it was.
It will go in off the jaw. You've got to play it to the jaw.
Look at the shot he's shooting now. I think that was just a mistake in not looking at it. I think he thought it just went.
Well, there's semi-pro's chance. First sort of mistake from Albie.
That was a silly mistake because he just didn't look at it. He definitely played for that yellow, and then he found out, gee, this is no good.
Well, he's got a big safety net at the moment, Albie. That red in the rail, that's not going up or down the rail at all as it is right now. So,
and he's got, when you got a ball in the pocket like that, it makes it a lot harder to duck.
Oh, Blind Hogs arrived. I never even noticed them. Good evening. Or good afternoon.
Now let's see what semi-pro decides to do here.
I bet you're glad you moved over from Los Angeles, Steve. You see all these people in their big fancy houses getting burnt out of house and home.
Well, I've been there when there have been bad fires before, but this is a little unusual in that, you got some fires in places like Pacific Palisades.
The wind's an absolute howling gale. No wonder the place is burning down. It's a tinderbox, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Well, it's a little unusual because this kind of wind in the Santa Anas would normally be like, September, maybe October, not in January.
So, Semi-Pro has got the biggest problem of all to deal with, and
well, I mean, you can bank it, but you got to get that red out of there. Well, he's taking a flyer at it,
and of course, he's now not necessarily favourite to win this rack the way the table's sitting. He's going to have one more opportunity if he can get onto this red over the side.
I think he'll just try to bank it. I don't know what he's doing there. I mean, he's just slamming balls. I mean, what he should do is play for that one on the side and then bank the other red. Now he's not in a position where he can do it. I mean, that was
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, that's a stub shot if ever you've seen one.
I mean, that red definitely banked on the side. You play for the one that's sitting by the side and get on the other one and bank it. You make it and you win. You miss, you lose. But
well, I think he knew when he came to the table that as long as he doesn't get to that red in the rail, he was never going to get out. And try as he might, he was never really good on anything to get good on it. And as you said, maybe his best option was just to leave a bank.
He just starts slamming things. I mean, that's how Stubb plays. That's the Stubb strategy, is slam things. And I'm kind of surprised that a player like Semi-Pro is doing that.
Well, as I said, temperament's the thing. You've got to hold it together and just stay focused. So Albinario is not going to change. I mean, if you give him gifts like this, he's just going to wipe the floor with you at the end of the day. Well, the fire started deliberately. Well, who knows?
Well, some of them probably.
Yeah,
were.
There's
because
nutcases that do stuff like that. Yeah.
All it takes is one nut.
One nut and one cigarette, but that's all it takes.
Well, you got so many people driving on roads that have brush around them.
Well, Semi-Pro's break.
Where's the cue ball going?
And it's gone again. Well, a disaster now for Semi-Pro. But again, this is a table that is not perfect. A good handful of balls have gone. Now, what's Albinario looking at? It's got to be yellows, hasn't it? I mean, he doesn't have to move anything to tidy up these yellows. These yellows are gone. That one up top goes. It's all over. It's 4-0. It's 4-0 unless Albinario nails himself to a rail like this. And leaves it slightly awkward.
He's still okay. He's just going to roll this and bump the red. It's just going to be a little tricky playing position on the last 2 balls. Looks like he may be trying to draw this. Yep. That's good enough, I think.
Yeah, I think he can drop this dead weight and he's fine. Well, this is... I'm going to say this now, early on in the match here. This is never a good thing for Albinario. We've seen it in tournaments before. Albinario's now got a good start in this match. The question now is how is Albinario's concentration going to hold out when he's got this 4-0 lead? Is he going to? Is it going to start to wander? Is he going to get distracted? I mean, obviously, what plays a part is a bad break, a scratch in the break, that sort of stuff. But
well, stuff's going to happen. But
is the unforced errors going to come in if his mind starts to drift?
The way you win these kind of matches is like when Semi-Pro had that table with the red on the rail. You know, you play that and you play for that bank and you do everything under control. And you get out on a tough rack like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a huge difference in the match.
That was the sort of sensible approach where you just take it as the cards have laid on the table. You just accept it for what it is, and your best opportunities to get the cue ball good for a bank and give yourself the best chance of getting out. I mean, that's one way that works. He was never good on a ball to get that red ball out, and he should have just, took his medicine and played for the bank. Well, we've said it
over and over and over again about Stubb. Is the reason why Stubb loses matches is because he just starts slamming balls around. He doesn't play the right way.
Doesn't look for another option. Yeah.
You would think Semi-Pro would be trying to play the right way.
Watch the cue ball. Well, there's a mistake.
Where's the cue ball going?
That little rub, and he should have known he was going to get that little rub.
Well, I think I've jinxed him. I said something might happen, just to add a bit of fire to the game. Well, this, of course, needless to say, if you don't get out of here, Semi-Pro, you're in trouble. If you're not already in trouble 4-0 down, but you must get out. This is a must.
Yeah, the tricky part here is those 2 balls out from the side pocket. You got to get to those.
Yeah, and those 2 yellows are a bit of a hindrance for that reason. He's on one of them, I think.
Yep, he's getting rid of
them. Is that getting there? Is that getting there? Is that getting there? Oh dear, that's a complete disaster.
Oh boy.
A total disaster. I mean, he was trying to nursemaid that into hole for the red, and now Albinario has been gifted on a plate here. Apart from the fact that red up the top right there's just a blocker for the other yellow, but Albinario's going to have a free shot. He's deciding whether to play in place or come into the kitchen, I think. Or he's maybe got distracted thinking that Semi-Pro is going to get out and he's went to the bathroom. One of the two.
Yeah, he probably thought that that was it. Well, and that was the worst thing that could happen. Is Semi-Pro giving Albin a free shot.
Yep, self-inflicted damage. That's the major problem for everybody. It's when you're already losing, and then the self-inflicted damage comes into it, and you're losing even more because of it. That you cannot do that.
Well, that was not a very good shot. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad to get rid of that red there, but he didn't leave himself the position you want.
No, I thought he would have just bumped. Why not just bump the yellow into a potable position? To me, that sounded simpler. Watch the cue ball. Hang on a minute.
Where's the cue ball going?
Unbelievable.
Oh boy.
Well, if ever you've been let off the hook, this is it.
Well, when you get free ball like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with making the red, but when you juice up the spin like that, it's. I don't see anybody here that plays like Efren. When you juice up that cue ball like that, it's a lot harder to control.
Well, I've already jinxed Albinario twice. And now, second time lucky, I think it might be here for Semi-Pro. And he's got to consider himself very fortunate to be getting this opportunity here, because this rack was on the board and Albinario's let it go. And that could turn the match. And of course now it's Semi-Pro's break. Oh dear.
Where's the cue ball going?
Would you believe it? I mean, there's all sorts going on here. This is crazy. How many scratches is that?
I don't know, but it's
oh, wow.
It's looking like the cue ball wants to go in off a lot right now.
Well, Albinario's now got the free shot just to split up that red and yellow there and open things out. Well, I'm not convinced that. I think he's going to be taking red simply because he doesn't want to be mucking about with this line of yellows over the side pocket here.
Oh, you've got to take reds.
Yeah, you've got to fiddle about to get into them. And those two reds over the right side pocket aren't going to be a problem. You can get rid of one of them immediately, although I think he's left himself a bit short on it, has he? Yeah, I think he maybe wanted to drop through, but he's still fine. He can still get rid of one of them.
I think they'll play for the combo here. I think he'll just play for the combo because you got to get on the other side of these other two reds.
Yeah, I think that's the problem here, looking at that red near the rail.
Well, he tried to get on the other side and he got lucky. He got lucky. He's got a shot on the ball in front of the side pocket. Well, because he could have had a real funny angle combo.
I think he's in a wee bit of trouble here because that red that's out in the open here, this is one he's going to have to take, and this is the troublesome one, apart from the fact the other one was a troublesome one near the rail, but this is giving him trouble.
You just don't want to lock yourself up on one. He's going to bump a yellow.
Oh, he's fine.
That's well done.
Now, just wants a nice little angle where he can drop through the 8 ball, and he should be good to go for that. Well, we've seen 2 sellout shots in the last couple of racks. And unfortunately, they've both been from, or the major ones have both been from Semi-Pro.
Well, that scratch on the break really hurt.
Yeah.
And he needs Albin to give him something back here. I mean, if Albin breaks and runs this out, it's beginning to look like a runaway. And that's an excellent break.
Balls are dropping.
Well, this is interesting. You got that one yellow that's really in trouble.
Well, that ain't going anywhere, that yellow.
I'd probably take the reds just because of that one yellow.
Well, he's not exactly. I mean, he's got a thin. Can you see that one to thin cut it? I don't even think you can see that one over the side.
Oh, maybe you can. I thought he did.
Can you get there?
He's shooting it, I think. I think he's shooting it.
Yeah, he could just get there. And he's got a nice little bump there, and he's got a choice of the two of them.
Yeah, and he gets the other one free so that he can shoot it in the corner. Yeah, I think he'll be out here.
Yeah, the stream is, it's always about 2 seconds behind now because I'm streaming directly to YouTube. I'm not going third party anymore.
Well, the thing that he needs to do is he needs to get the red in front of the side pocket out of the way because otherwise you can't shoot the other red. I don't think it goes in the corner. So I'm a little bit perplexed as to what kind of pattern he's playing here because now it's going to get tough.
Well, I'll tell you what went wrong there, Steve. What went wrong is when that last shot he just played, he was slightly the wrong angle to get comfortable on that red into the side pocket. The cue ball was wanting to leak away.
Well, I mean, this is getting tough now.
Well, now
I think he's okay here. He can do a little stun draw He may even try to draw this into the yellow that's down towards the pocket. You get a little tricky. You could hook yourself on one of those yellows if you're not careful. I think this is just a soft draw off the end rail.
He's got to hit this, though. He's got to get it into the pocket, and he's got to rely on a wee bit of luck here. No, he's hitting it clean.
He hit a little too hard. Stop. He's okay.
I think he's fine. 8 ball.
That was the right way to play it. I mean, you could have run into it, but that's just asking for trouble.
That 8 ball is as good as frozen. And this is...
he just needs to get reasonably straight. And again, you don't want to hook yourself here. You got to control the spin.
He's got to get this tight to the rail, this cue ball. And that
I thought he'd go down to the end rail and come back up to get a better line on the 8 ball.
I'll tell you, this will be a good shot for this to go in.
Well, he said, I'm not going to hook myself, and he didn't. He accepted the tougher shot. I'm not sure that was a smart play. We'll see.
Well, that's very well played.
It looks like a smart play now.
Very well played. 6-1 lead.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, it got bumped by the yellow. That cue ball, I think, was heading south there for a second. But I think it's dry.
Who's Tyler A?
Comes into the stream now and again. Oh, there he is. Good evening to Tyler A. I don't know what his virtual pool 4 name is. He's never told us, or if he has, I don't remember it. Well,
where's the cue ball going?
There you go, another gift to semi-pro. Well, Albinario is starting it. You know, he's trying to give semi-pro opportunities to get racks on the board here. He's making a good attempt at it. And semi-pro, I'm giving him this right now. I mean, where's this going to go wrong?
It really can't.
The only problem for semi-pro is this is on his break, so you know he's not getting any great advantage from it. I mean, I love this to have been Albinario's.
Yeah, but a game's a game. I mean, you don't know what Albin's going to do on his break. Every game he can win at this point is good.
It's dead weight. Well, for all the latecomers, and some might not still be aware of it, the 10-ball Virtual World Championship on the 10-foot table, the sign-ups were full at some point yesterday, and therefore the bracket is now up. The tournament isn't live until, I think, the 15th, but there are a couple of interesting matches first round. I already sent a message to Stubb and wished him good luck on the one-loss side because he's up against Spectre Dawn first round. And we've got
Stubb's got a chance to win that. I mean,
that's where he does have a chance because he can bang balls on the 10-footer and get away with his potting ability, but I still think Spectre Dawn should be too strong for him.
I would agree that Spectre Dawn's a favorite.
You've also got Cobra up against Bedhead. So there's a good tie. You've got Larry against VP Monster. I can't remember the rest of them, but there's a few interesting matches first round.
I think Albin was playing Liquid.
Oh, Coldest Pillow. That's the one he plays Bill.
That'll be a good one, yeah.
I think you've got a good chance in that Coldest Pillow simply because Bill doesn't play 10-footer is anywhere near. Well, I think everybody's pretty much the same boat. This is a bit like Blackball. Nobody plays the 10-footer hardly any time during the year, which is a whole different ball game when it comes to especially 10-ball as well, and no jump cues. So Bill doesn't have his biggest weaponry. It's taken away from him.
Well, it's interesting, watching it. At Derby, I stole that name from Derby. They call it the Bigfoot Challenge. And it's an interesting tournament. You know, it's all top pros, but some of those guys, you know, some of those guys like Shaw or Dane Van Boning, you know, the 10-footer really doesn't bother them much. They pocket balls really well. They got huge strokes, and you know they play real good on the 10-footer. But everybody's a little down on it. It's definitely tougher than a 9.
What about the new world record, Steve, in straight pull?
Well, I mean, Shaw's, you know, he's an amazing player, and he's got the right mentality for high runs and straight pull because he plays, you know, he doesn't grind, and I think,
oh dear. Well, there we go.
That was silly. That, you know, you could have drawn it. You could have drawn it back a foot more and been okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he, you know, is playing that little subtle little thing. I mean, that's that same old thing. You could be long by quite a bit, but you couldn't be short.
That was a semi-pro wiggle there from Albinario.
I think that's a light cue ball. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, another reason to get caught out.
So, anyways, as far as Shaw goes, if you're going to play a long time, and you know, straight pull is the kind of game you need to play in a rhythm to be any good at it. You have to play in a rhythm. If you can play in a rhythm and you don't grind at all, which is Shaw in a nutshell, I mean, I think that's why he's doing these big runs. I mean, obviously he's a great player. There's a lot of great players, but I think it's his approach to the game that fits well for doing that.
Well, he's got the hit, but another opportunity for semi-pro to get 2 in a row here. Again, duly assisted by Albinario, whose generosity is getting better and better as far as semi-pro is concerned. So the new high run for you guys who didn't have a look on YouTube, the new high run in straight pull is 832, which is just bloody ridiculous. There is a channel that streamed, I think, part of his attempts he's trying to get to 1,000. And the bit I saw, I think, was the end of his run. I'm not 100% certain, but at the beginning of the rack, he was actually virtually hooked on a pot. He had to make a combo at the start of the rack to keep his run going, and then he broke down later on in it. I think that might have been the end of his run, the 832. Well, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Look at where he's put the cue ball. That is awful.
So here you've got to play so that you don't leave him a shot on the red.
Yeah.
You can shoot to 8 if you want, but you've got to put the cue ball in a place where there's no shot on the red.
What you don't want to do is bank the 8 ball towards the red. That's one thing he's made sure he didn't do, because he didn't want to bump the red anything accidentally. Well, I mean, semi-pro is good. I'll tell you, psychologically, this is going to kill him if he doesn't get out here, because he's had a rack gifted to him, and he's finding now he's going to be in trouble. Now he's in trouble, and he's really going to be annoyed at this.
He's still okay. He's going to do the same thing.
No, he went for the thin edge, and he's blown a gasket.
Boy, I would have never shot that.
Well, I think he's probably thinking with the red ball being off the rail, Albinario would have banked it anyway, but he went for the thin cut. Well, that's a terrible rack to lose. It really is. I mean, wide open table. All he had to do was get on the 8 ball.
Well, he did that twice. Remember, he left the ball short in the side pocket twice. He's come up short.
I bet he still don't feel as bad as I've done semi-pro. He's coming out with the ailments now. I've been ill the last 2.5 weeks. And I've worked during that time as well. Maybe that's what he was going to tell me in the PM.
Yeah.
But then again, if he wasn't feeling right, then he should have messaged Albinario to rearrange it for another day, shouldn't he have?
As soon as you start making excuses and feeling sorry for yourself, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You just gotta. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys win when they're sick. I've won when I've been sick. I mean, you know, there's that old saying, "Watch out for the sick player," because really it should be like, well, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna fire away. I don't have nothing to lose. The only time I really had problems playing pool when I was sick was when I had diarrhea. That's a problem. So I always carry Imodium in my pool case since then because it's pretty hard to play pool.
Well,
like
you're only going to. You're only going to get the shits in two ways. You're eating. You've had something like that's nice and spicy, or a curry, or you've got an intestinal infection. Most of the time, it's the other way around. You get the shits because of just something you're eating.
It doesn't matter why. When you're standing over a pull shot,
it's when you're leaning down. You don't want it. You don't want. You don't want to follow through.
You only get one break a match. You're only allowed one break a match. Now, I've played guys where they might be nice and let you have more than one break, but still, when it's every 5 minutes, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, you don't want it. The only follow through you want is actually on the table, not in your pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, many a good fart you thought was a good fart turned into a wet one at the end of the day. That's happened plenty of times.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Oh dear! I see. If I start laughing, I start coughing, and then I get into a fit. I need to pack that in.
Why, are you sick too?
Oh, I've been sick for the last 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Yeah. In fact, I never actually really recovered from the first bout that I had at Christmas time, and then it went downhill again.
Well, I don't think I talked to you guys since I had my vaccines. I had COVID, RSV, and pneumonia shot all the same day.
And then you've got the after effects of that take a hit on you.
What a mistake that was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it hit me bad.
You think I'd be better off just getting the bloody diseases rather than getting the preventative measures because they make you feel just as bad.
Yeah, well, it only lasted a couple days, but I don't think I'll ever get 3 at the same time again.
Right, well, Albinario is into an 8-2 lead. And Albinario, for once, has come up dry. And Semi-Pro, again, has... Well, I think he's finished pretty good in this red into the side. Does he take the inside red?
What does Hugh say, Mark? As long as you're not eating a curry, you're okay?
Oh, there's Mark there as well.
Yeah, Mark's there. He's apologizing for us.
Welcome to Hairpig as well. I didn't even notice he was there.
Oh boy. Well, this is funny here. He's got problems here. Well, he hit that good, but
he actually hit it too good. He hit it too good.
Yeah, that's boy. He's done it. I think you need to drop more.
Well, I think it'd have been better rolling that red towards the 8-ball there and try to give him a bit of a lifeline because it's wide open.
Yeah,
You'd been better off just trying to marry it up with it and give him a second go at some point.
Well, the thing about rolling to the 8, and the reason why that was a great strategy, is because you got a red on both sides of it. Mm-hmm. So the thing you have to avoid if you're in a situation where you're trying to prevent the guy from being able to play safe against you is put a red on both sides of that ball. Because otherwise, if he gets to the 8, he can just roll up behind it. And you're screwed. That would have been a good play to roll up on the 8.
Yeah, loads of people. I mean, I mean, I don't know whether it was a cold. I mean, to me, when I get a cold and I get a bad cold, it always goes to my chest. It's done that all my life. And I'll have 2 or 3 weeks where I have to clear my chest out. And once that's done, I'm okay. I'm back to normal. But it's as if I had a cold, took all the sort of medication I could to try and kill it, started on the road to recovery, and then I went, where did I go? I think I went out one night between Christmas and New Year, and it was cold, and I got in and I started the sniffles again and was back to square one. Crazy.
Well, he didn't even move the cue ball. He just hit it there.
Well, absolutely
I don't think
dry.
he's been doing. I think he's just. I think he's rolled over, which is never good because you can win. You can win even when you're way down. I remember winning a match in a tournament. I was down 8-0 and raced to 9, and I won. Just never give up.
Well, you've just got to keep playing because you never know. I mean, the odds aren't good, but you've just got to try and beat the odds.
Well, the odds are terrible on alternate break. That's the biggest problem. I was playing in the tournament was winner's break. If you get down 8-0 and race to 9 against a good player in alternate break, you're pretty much done.
Well, this is a critical part. He's got to, if he's going to play the red next to the 8 ball, first of all, then he's either got to be straight on it for a little roll through, or he's going to have an angle on it where he can stun past the 8 ball to go on that red that's above to the left of the 8 ball. That would be the idea here. It looks as if he's going to have to go for the latter because he's got the angle.
Yeah, this is an easy shot. You just stun it over. Just don't underhit it like you did before. Yeah,
So,
Albin's feeling no pressure right now. I mean, this is just a walk in the park for him.
the only way this is going to go wrong is that yellow there. If he's going to come into the table. Is he going to come into the table or is he going to stay below it?
The only way this is going to go wrong is if he dogs it. So.
No, he's well inside it. Well inside it. Well, this match started at the top of the hour. We are 43 minutes into it, and it might be all over before the hour's up.
Yeah, this is going to be a short match the way it's going. I mean, Semi-Pro's got to dig in and do something and get some help from Albin. I mean, at this point, Albin will have to help him, and that's another good break.
Well, that's, I mean, 3 or 4 balls have gone in there. But again, you've got 2 married up.
Yeah, this is a little tricky with this table.
Now, do you take the reds?
I think well...
I mean, that red into the side, that's the one you want to get rid of.
I think I would take the reds here.
And then you've got the problem with these reds here in a slightly awkward position. You've got to get rid of that one.
I mean, either way, it's not an easy run out.
Yeah.
But I think I'd take the reds here. Now, he's going to right off the bat go for this tough red, which is, you know, that's
awkward.
That's showing confidence when you shoot that kind of shot.
He's going to have to
that's not a gimme.
He's going to have to nip this and come back. Yeah, use the knuckle. Well, now he's perfect because he can roll that one in and finish the other side of the red into the other side. Just drop through. To get a wee bit of spin working. Could have done with a wee bit more. I think he would have.
He's funny here. He can run into this yellow. He can run in this yellow, but things can happen.
Yeah. Also, so
I think it's, if you don't hit this right, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, he's played it perfect.
Oh.
Right on the money. Well, does he roll forward here? Well, I think he has to because he's actually pretty straight and either brush that one or nip behind it like that. It's all looking all too easy for Albinario at the moment. Good break and a good run out and a huge lead. Well, Albinario tried his best to help Semi-Pro get back into it, but Semi-Pro's self-inflicted damage has done himself. That's really where it's went wrong.
I think Shaw will get the 1,000 run if he keeps trying. I think he will do it.
Yeah, that website, I can't remember the name of it. Is it Legends of Pool or something it's called? And there's like 4 videos on it, and that's all that's on it. Because it was obviously set up. And I was looking to see if there would be any more attempts, if there was any more live streaming on it, but there hasn't been. He must be away in a tournament or something.
Oh boy.
I'm giving it up.
Okay, well here you go, Semi-Pro. Well, he's playing on the gold crown, and it's it's a fairly loose gold crown. Well, that's just, you know, frustration. He had nothing. He wanted the reds, and he ended up funny. And so Albin will probably take the reds now.
We're just treading water here until it's all over. Yeah, I looked at the table and I thought, that looks like the table from Hard Times. Shaw's
one of my favorite players. I played him in Derby. Real nice guy, a lot of fun. Likes to drink, but you know he's Scottish, so
well, of course he's Scottish. That's in his blood.
But super nice guy. I spent a little while with him and Chris Melling. Both those guys are great. I played Shaw and Banks. Was in the match. I lost, but I had a chance to win. Yeah, that's obviously not his best game, but you know it's rarely anybody's best game. There's a few people it is. John Brumbeck. If you ever want to see anybody who can play Banks, go watch some videos of John Brumbeck. It's pretty amazing.
Got to leave the angle.
Yeah.
Well, he's got enough. He's got enough. Now he's got to be careful here. He needs to get the spin working here because he wants to get inside this yellow.
Yeah, he's not going to mess us up. Well, I mean, Albin's just in cruise mode now.
I think he's messed it up because how's he going to get out of there? Is he going to play a draw?
Straight back.
Yeah, he's fine. Loads of room. Well, Albinario on the hill and breaking for the title. And yeah, we're going to be well inside here the way this is going. 47 minutes played.
Okay, well, it's
watch the 8 ball.
Breaking for the match here. He's got a ball down.
Well, that yellow.
And
that yellow, well, you can certainly get the yellow inside the 8 ball, definitely, by playing it into the jaw.
Yeah, I think he's going to take the reds here. I think that's a better choice. Because you don't have to do anything with that yellow then. He's got one red that's a problem that he needs to get to. And I think he can do that right now. I think he can shoot the red in the side. I'm kind of surprised he didn't shoot the red in the side then. Shoot the red in the side. He's got an angle on this other one to come down. He's got to decide whether you're going to play a bump or go behind it. I like going behind it and shooting it up table, but he may try to play the bump. The bump is risky because of that other yellow by the rail there. I think the bump's a mistake. I would try to go behind this and shoot that red up table.
You have no idea where this is going.
No, that's why you go behind this. You trust that you've got good cue ball control. Yeah, see, he was trying to play some kind of bump. He should have tried to go behind it. Not that that's an easy shot, but if you pull it off, you're guaranteed a shot on the red. Whereas if you bump that thing, chances are you were not going to come up with a shot the way those yellows were sitting.
Now, what if he just brushes behind onto the short rail? Is that what he's doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's going to really help him. I mean,
well, he's not left.
Well, he's got semi-pro's probably just going to slam the balls here.
Oh, yeah. He decided just to give it up and pot the 8 ball for him. Well, there you go. Albinario is now champion in black ball. Defending champion has defended his title. And let's just get confirmation of that. If I can find... that's the one I want. I want the bracket, don't I? Albinario wins $1,970 Semi-Pro wins $985 Back to event.
Well, that's Albinario's 18th. Is that his 18th championship?
That's what I'm just going to go and check. And
his 16th. He's won 16. You know, Keith's won 4.
Yeah.
I know that Keith played before. Last time I saw him play, he didn't do great. I don't know. I think he was having some health problems, but The amazing thing is Mal only won one, which, you know, that's.
Well, considering he doesn't play in any of these tournaments, Steve, he's won one. That's all you can really say about it. He would have won a lot more if he'd been playing a lot more.
Semi-pros won too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Albinario, an unassailable lead, miles ahead of anybody in terms of titles. And
so Bedhead has won a couple, but, you know.
Well, he won the 8-ball there, didn't he? Was it the 8-ball that he won?
Yeah, I think Bedhead's problem on this next one is he's got to play Cobra first match, I think.
Right, so we look at the 10-ball bracket.
Yeah.
We can see that it goes live on January the 15th at 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, And first round matches, we've got Rabi against Brainful Out, Power Slam against Tommy, Bedhead against Cobra, VP Monster against Larry, Slugs against Wink at Me, Spectre Don and Stub, that'll be fun, Albinario and Liquid, Chiku against MC Clarkey, Coldest Pillow and Bill, Fast Eddie against Damon, who I've never seen in a tournament. I'm going to say that, again, Fast Eddie will probably maybe get a bye there, you never know. Interchange X against Fantastic Mr. Fox, that'll be interesting. Defty 2 against Mishkin again, I don't know whether any of these guys will show. Simon against Whiskey, Linus against Sergeresh, and One Pocket Slim, who's way down in the bottom half of the draw. I'll tell you something, Slim. Looking at this, I mean, you would think that Slim would be favourite to get at least to the third round before he starts breaking a sweat. That's the way it looks. But he's up against Bankster, who's no mug, and Laser against River City.
It looks like Damon and Miskin have both played a fair amount of VP. I mean, Damon's a champion overall rating.
Well, no, unless he's somebody that's changed their name.
Well, he's been playing, let's see, he played Ghost, he played Liquid, he played Fantastic Mr. Fox, Mighty Dax. I'm just looking at, you know, he's been playing, although he hasn't played since December 25th. He's from Sweden. He's got a Swedish flag anyways. So, you know, I mean, we know the Swedes can play. Let's see, where's Miskin from? Miskin's from the UK.
He's only been a player since the 28th of November. Yeah.
Who?
Damon? Damon, yeah.
Yeah, Miskin's been since 2016.
Yeah, well,
you never know. He could have been a former player. He could have got another account. You just don't know. I mean, he's a champion, so I don't see how you get to be a champion playing this for 2 months unless you've played a lot.
Yeah, well, sounds too good to be true. It's somebody else in disguise. I'm suspicious. Right, well, Albinario's a champion again. Who's going to come through and maybe break the control, break the grip that Albinario has in these major tournaments? That is next opportunity is going to be the 10-ball.
Well, I'm going to put something to you, Hugh. So getting on that 10-ball table, a guy like Spectre Don, who makes balls well, moves the cue ball well, you know, maybe he'll adjust to that 10-foot table better than some of the other guys, and maybe he'll be a real factor in this thing.
Well, that he should be, because, I mean, the one thing he's good at is dealing with... I think the one thing to his advantage is he's got more room to manoeuvre on the 10-footer. The problem is he's got to find his feet on the 10-footer, as everybody has to.
Well,
they don't have... Yeah, they don't have the problem like, you know, going to a completely alien game like Black Ball, so they're still in familiar territory with the pool balls. They're not that worried. The biggest concern is that when you have to dig yourself out of trouble, you're going to have to kick, and there are players who have their weaponry taken away from them. Spectre Don's good at jumping, Bill's good at jumping. They don't have that option.
Yeah, we know Spectre Don is good at, isn't strong at the moving game, although he has gotten better.
No.
He's definitely better. But, you know, the shot making part of this, I mean, the reason why Stubb wanted to play on the 10-footer and I didn't do this for Stubb. Stubb's been begging for 10-footer forever, you know, because he figures that he's a better shot maker and that gives him some advantage. And that's probably true. But he's still not as good as the best players. I mean, he's you know, because he makes too many dumb plays. But the shot making aspect of this is definitely going to be important on the 10-footer.
Well, it's the same old for Stubb. He gets away with so much. He always will do on a 9-foot and 10-foot table, and in the games that he's familiar with. But I think one thing to Stubb's advantage is he won't be bothered so much that he doesn't have the jump cue option, because he likes to kick most of the time anyway. Although it's not necessarily the most controlled kick he'll do. He'll have more of a bang than a kick.
Well, just food for thought. The greatest player that's ever lived doesn't use a jump cue.
Well, that's true. You'll never ever see Efren Reyes with a jump cue.
Nope.
Never ever seen him playing anyone with a jump cue. That he doesn't have that in his case.
I wish they'd take it out of pool. I wish they'd just ban it. But, you know, especially now that you got Matchroom in there, you know, they want anything they consider to be exciting, and they think jump cues are exciting, so they'll never take it out.
But I think this, again, it comes round. This is Stubbs' best chance of winning anything, but he'll you know, it's asking too much to run as many matches on the winner's side or the one-loss side to survive, so he'll get found out eventually. The question is whether his run is deep into the tournament before he gets found out, or, of course, he's going to have the biggest test of the tournament, probably, against Spectre Dawn.
Right off the bat, he's got to play one of the guys that I think can win this thing. Well,
Spectre Dawn's also he's got a bit of a what's the thing? What's that saying? He's got a. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not something hanging over him. He's got something hanging round his neck, and the fact that he's yet to win a major title, and this is a game that he should recognise that he's got a very strong chance of doing it. The problem for Spectre Dawn is he's up against Stubb, who on his day, Stubb can certainly beat anybody on this table on his day if things go his way. But I think
it's not the best draw for Spectre Dawn getting him first.
Oh, definitely isn't.
Like the second round match will be easier, and then the third round match he's probably got to play Albin.
Probably, you're going to run into trouble sooner or later. So straight off the bat, if Stubb's going to do well in this, he's going to have to create a bit of a surprise beating Spectre Dawn, because it will be a bit of a surprise. He won't be favourite.
There's a good chance the second round match will be Albin versus Matt, which I'm sure Matt's going to be looking for revenge after what happened in the last match they played.
Yeah. Well, it's the same old story. The obvious thing, you've got to beat the best you've got to beat the rest to be the best, and whether you beat them first round or in the final doesn't matter.
You're going to have to play them eventually.
Eventually, you're going to have to face up to them. So, the thing about Spectre Dawn is that he's been nudging closer and closer, and this is another one where we're all expecting him to go all the way. And it's about time he actually stepped up to the plate and did it, because he's well short of championship title to go by his reputation he has in 9-ball.
I think the guys that are most likely going to win this are Bedhead, Cobra, Spectre Dawn, Albin, Matt.
Yeah,
and that's about the short list. Maybe One Pocket Slim. I think he's capable if he can kind of play well. Now there's a bunch of other guys that could step up and surprise. I think most of these guys are capable. You got guys like Larry and Mr. Bill and Cold as Pillow, and you got a bunch of guys that are good players that could step up and beat some people. The question is, can they keep beating people?
That's the thing.
The problem is, can you keep beating good players? I mean, I played a lot of tournaments with pros, and the most pros I've ever beaten a tournament was 2.
Yeah,
I can't win one of those tournaments with 30 or 40 pros in it, because I've never been able to keep beating those guys. And that's what it's going to take if you're going to win this. Is you're going to have to keep beating the good guys.
There's 3 players listed you've got Mr. Fox, you've got Fast Eddie, you've got Interchange X, all in the list of players for the tournament. They're three players that are on the sideline who don't necessarily get a lot of table time. They certainly don't play in the 10-footer at all. So they're all pretty much the same boat. They've all got a decent enough game where, again, on their day in a match, they're well capable of beating anybody if they sustain it through a match.
VP Monster, he's a good player.
He's up against Larry. So, there's players who are sort of on the periphery who have a chance of winning this title, but the biggest problem is sustaining a level of play in a sequence of matches, and that's why the better players are always winning these damn things, because they can keep a high level in most of the matches, especially when it's over a distance. If you're in a race to 7, anybody can beat any of these guys on the day, but what is it in this tournament?
Where's the cue ball going?
It's a race to 17. So a race to 17 in the winner's side is a big ask for you to dominate one of the better players in this tournament and beat them. It's a big ask.
Well, the longer races tend to favor the better player, and they don't tend to. They do favor the better player.
Oh, they always will. Yeah, but
so the real question here is how many of these guys have won a world championship? And it's Albin. I don't think he's not in this thing. Bedhead Cobra.
3.
Mr. Bill.
4. And I think that's about it.
Well, Real Pulling Power won it when it was VP3. Semi-Pro's not in it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So,
yeah,
we
So it's well overdue for one of these guys to come through. You might have to do it the hard way. You might have to battle through the one-loss side for a big chunk of the tournament, but you can't let Albinario keep winning these things. You can't let Cobra catch up with Albinario. You've got to take these guys out.
Everybody's going to play some matches that aren't their best, and you need a little luck. I mean, you need that to come up when you can get away with it, and maybe you need a little help from the other guy. And you don't win these tournaments all the time because you're the best player. You got to have some luck.
I'll be one easily semi-shots in the final 2 racks with of course, I'm just reading that right now. Well, as soon as Semi-Pro typed in about his COVID, well, we knew then it was pretty much all over as soon as he typed that in the chat.
Yeah, it was already.
We knew it was done and dusted. It was just a matter of time. Right, well, what's today's date? Is this the 9th? So we've got another, 6 days before this 10 ball goes live and matches will start being arranged. Now, I'm going to get a quick dig in right now. This is January. You've still got to remember that the next major tournament should be the snooker, but that's not until April. So that gives plenty of time for this 10 ball tournament to get well underway, and then it should be the snooker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, snooker sounds good.
I'm saying nothing else. And I wonder whether Barkers will ever show his face again. He didn't defend his title last year, or this year, if you want to call it. I don't know whether that'll happen again, whether he'll ever be around, or whether he's going to somewhere else. You never know.
Yeah,
right?
Well, some of these guys got to figure out how to beat Albin, because he's just winning too many of these things.
Well, Albinario's easy to beat. You've just got to be better than him. That's a simple thing.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
From Hugh. Wise words.
You've just got to be better than him. And you again, self-inflicted damage is not the way you're going to beat him. You've just got to be good and sustain a level that's higher than his, capitalise on his errors, and then you beat him. That's the easy way to do it. That's it in theory, but in practice, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I think they ought to let you coach the Olympic team too. It's going to be you're gonna save the long jump guys.
That's why I commentate now.
Jump 30 feet and you'll win. That's
Yeah,
going to be your advice.
I can't bloody hit a ball straight, let alone do anything else. So I find I don't miss anything when I'm sitting watching in the commentary.
Yeah,
everything is very good and simple for me.
We're all great players in the commentary booth.
Right, guys, thank you for your company. Thanks to Steve for joining us. Well done again to Albinario, the most annoying Swede you're ever going to meet in virtual pool. But he's champion again, defended his title, and like I said, he went to that one-loss side from semi-pro, but he grounded it out, and he proved he was still the best. And nobody can match him. Certainly can't match him for titles. But is somebody going to break through in this 10 ball? That remains to be seen. So until we meet again, I'm going off to enjoy the rest of my time off until next, when is it I go back? Tuesday. So I'll bid you good night, and we'll see you again soon.
Yep. Good night,
See you later, Steve. Take care.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.